All the world is a stage. This is actually the opening line from William Shakespeare's play As You Like It. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They all have their exits and entrances. One man in his time plays many parts. So I wanted to explore this idea with the planets and the roles that they play, and imagining your life as a stage production, and each planet has a different role that it's going to play out.
Let's hit it.
So life is a stage. We all have our role to play. So there's all different characters, and we all have the role that we're supposed to be. The sun is the lead actor. This is you on the stage embodying your authentic self and core essence. This is the role you were born to play.
That's the sun for you. Yep.
So the earth is the stage. This is the solid ground supporting the entire production, where everything manifests and plays out in the physical world.
And it's about to give way to a ton of communication. I like that. It's a stage. We all get to stand on it. And it supports us.
Yeah, it's what's grounding us, right? The sun is that role you're supposed to play, and then the earth is what's grounding us, and it's actually like the physical stage that's holding the whole thing in place. Then we have the moon, which is the director. This is the guide shaping how the scenes unfold, influencing your instinctive responses and setting the emotional tone for your life's production.
Focus. The moon brings that director's focus, cut and action.
Right? Our lunar nodes, this is the set designer and casting director, the backdrop against which your story unfolds, and the types of characters you'll encounter along your evolutionary path.
That evolutionary path is a trajectory, and these nodes are very much that. They're the director, the casting, and they make sure that the players that are supposed to be in the cast show up. And if you're living out your design, they show up on time. The casting director and the set designers, they need that. They need their peeps to show up on time.
Absolutely.
Part of it is keeping time. Yeah.
Yeah, the set dressing, the characters you meet, it's everything that you find yourself on your trajectory of your life. We have Mercury, which is the script writer and voice coach, crafting your message, facilitating how you express ideas, ensuring information flows coherently between all parts of the production.
And doing so with an alive and vibrant sense that part of it is a drive and part of it is a focus. And it comes together to be the script writer that gets so much applause at the end. At least the play does.
Then Venus is the costume designer and art director, creating what is beautiful and appealing, shaping your aesthetic sensibilities, what you're naturally drawn toward in relationships and experiences.
Venus and Mars will get the applause at the end, and Venus for her absolute role, and not just the costumes and the art direction, but the art direction, the direction of that art. You know what I mean? And the direction of the unfolding and the genesis, and not just the genesis, but the evolution and the growth and the expansion of that art as it does expand out into Jupiter and technically Saturn.
Then we have Mars, which is the stunt coordinator, how you initiate action, overcome obstacles, and express your drive and assertiveness. This is how you confront challenges, channel your physical energy, and pursue your desires with determination and courage.
Yeah, courage and folly. Get used to it. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. You can only find out through one by also living the other. So stunt coordinator and, more stunt coordinating. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Now we move on to Jupiter, which is our producer. Jupiter is the big picture visionary, providing resources and opportunities for growth, ensuring your potential reaches its fullest expression and largest audience.
This producer that yells out the overall message, and everything in the set has to be in certain conformance with, but the nitty gritty of the directing's already been taking place. So Jupiter helps basically, like it does in our body graph, set up the law.
Next up, we have Saturn, which is the stage manager, who's maintaining necessary boundaries, enforcing timing and structure, who's ensuring you show up to do the work and learn the lessons required for mastery. So if you're following your values of Venus and your laws of Jupiter, Saturn is going to be like the professor on the one side. And if you're not following your values and laws, you get the mean guy yelling at you on the other side.
Which you can always know your values and your laws by simply dialing into your strategy and authority, because that will tell you what they are. Your strategy and authority won't let you navigate towards what they are not. That's just something to recognize. And stage manager is good. Saturn, that ultimate sort of judge of things, because stage manager will fire your butt. You're fired. No job for you.
Yeah,
No
you'll get
credits
yelled at.
no credits for you neither. Right.
Well, there you go.
So that's
Yeah,
a
you
big
don't
deal.
pass the class.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Uranus, which is the special effects coordinator, introducing unexpected plot twists, revolutionary breakthroughs, and innovative approaches that break conventional patterns.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is the special effects peeps, someone may have given them orders of what they want and placed their wish list of how they'd like this to go, but that's not what Uranus delivers. It might get something that was close to that, maybe, or not. It's not up to us. The unusualness of Uranus is in the special effects that then come back out, and it's sort of the movie just has to deal with what's there. So this Uranus is a spot where even the stage manager, that guy that can hire and fire, has a hard time firing the special effects guy.
Yeah. Then we have Neptune, which is the lighting and sound designer, creating atmospheric elements, blurring boundaries between worlds, manifesting mystical ambiance and dreamlike qualities, transcending ordinary reality. So you have like the magician with the light, the spotlight on him, but then you have the other guy on the side with the little veil, never peer behind the curtain. Like Oz.
Right, and you're not allowed to look what's behind the curtain. Plus, I love these colors of this thing for Neptune. The whole thing sort of looks right. That veil is always what's there before they show you the trick behind the veil, and you never get to know what the trick really is, and then the veil goes back over it. So this is just a beautiful spot where the lighting and sound, they can basically make it go dark. Don't go behind Neptune too much. It will make things go dark.
There's always going to be some sleight of hand that you miss.
Yep, and allow it to be missed. It's not yours to see. Just recognize it's doing what it's supposed to do. Trust. Trust, my child. Trust. Neptune is very much just trust.
Yeah, the surrender. Surrender to Neptune.
Mhm.
Next up, we have Pluto, which is the director of rewrites and endings. Pluto is a transformational force determining when parts of your story must be completely reimagined, facilitating profound death and rebirth processes for a more powerful life narrative.
Sounds like Pluto also did the polling before they launched the release. It was like, no one bought any tickets if we do it that way. It's time for a rewrite. You got to add in X, Y, and Z. Truth is truth. Truth is truth is a thing. And Pluto, because of its extra long double lifetime length, picture your life as a full-on, more than double lifetime of what's even normal on this planet. 265 years, that's like a triple life almost. That's a
The
lot.
scope far beyond ours.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you get a triple life going on in your own life, the wisdom and the truth will become so absolute by comparison to everyone else. It'd just be incredible. So Pluto is that representation of that. And it will rewrite and make sure it gets the right ending, because it's birth and rebirth. So it's decay, ending, death, rebirth, or transformation, really, and then rebirth, however you want to look at it.
And then the not self is the understudy. The not self is the stand-in who takes over when you're not embodying your authentic self, performing a desperate imitation of your role, going through the motions without your genuine voice or authority, creating the appearance of being you while disconnected from your design's true purpose and resonance.
Yeah, the not self understudy needs to be relieved of its thing, because sooner or later the understudy quits like a not self, or ascends into its profession, which is the true self. So the profession that we're trying to get past the understudy level of, and we don't want taking over anymore, is the path of understanding our strategy and authority, our design, who we are, and most especially who we are not. I get as much out of telling a person who they are not rather than who they are. You know how many times when I read for people, I was like, good, so now you get to know. You don't need to do that. This isn't your thing. And just hearing me say that is relieving sounding to you if it were only true. Now you just got to start seeing it so you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Every reading has things like that in it. And the other person's like, oh my God, he showed me. Darn it.
Not self has its place as that signpost. Is like it's easier to see your not self, especially if that's what you're used to living. So when somebody can point it out, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
We have the true self. When all these roles collaborate seamlessly, you're not just playing a part. You're embodying your authentic self in full expression. The production flows effortlessly because every aspect of who you are has a clear role and purpose.
The true self through the strategy and authority of yourself and your type, the witnessing within and the witnessing without. These roles come together and the planets help inform it so much, and it all becomes the thing that you know you're supposed to be. The thing is, every time I point out someone's true self in a reading as I'm going through their analysis, they always agree. And the degree to which sometimes they agree, but there's shame in their voice, and they say it, and they're like, I'm having a hard, because I'll ask them, it sounds like you're having a hard time, with this moment, yeah, out will come all this stuff. It's because of the embarrassment of their not self having always kept it away, and their fear that, will I even be able to be me? Because you can't quite tell so much. So true self is that thing that they already knew. Everyone already knew. They already knew it. We just unpack it. It's very powerful. It's waiting. Anyone wants that to come out, you just got to want it and start being willing to witness, and then out she comes. Very receptive, by the way, as your true self. Very receptive to being itself. Lots of yin force there.
That was my little all the world is a stage planetary story to kind of just personalize it a little bit and make it a little bit more fun. And I enjoy making these presentations. So I did it also for myself.
Yeah, it took us through the whole thing sort of again, but it added a different little flavor to it. Be interested in their planets, just generally. Know your planets at least a little bit. Be interested in at least one of them. Look at it and be like, is that thing me? And start there.
Yeah, they kind of like come and go in my awareness. Like it's easy to like, okay, I'm a projector and wait to be recognized. And my strategy and authority, those are kind of like the main, like the tip of the pyramid, right? It's like that main first thing. And then you kind of glance over of like, oh, Jupiter, that one's interesting. And you look at your Jupiter and play around with it for a bit. And then you forget for a bit. And then you're like, Venus or Mars. So you kind of float in and out of the planets. But it's always interesting when I kind of float back into them and kind of give it that layer. Like if you remember those old like 80s toys, the viewfinder, the planets and the awareness of like their role in your stage play of life, you can kind of give it this filter of understanding of like, oh, Mercury, this is how I communicate in the world. And it doesn't have to be really complex. You can make it as deep and complex as you want, but it could just be like, oh, this is how I'm kind of programmed to communicate and express myself in the world.
Yep. Within the greater framework and all of that, it just always keeps your type. This was just really handy to get through all of the planets and speak as much stuff as we could about them, give the flavors of them, and recognize these flavors are always touching you. Even though we have more strict mechanics, sort of like just in the body graph itself, blah, 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 gate name, gate line, all that. This has its own layer, and it's meant to tell the story that it's supposed to tell. And it is from what human design really launched from, because really astrology was the last science before we finally could put it all together.
More neat layers and information. It's like, onions and parfaits. There's always more layers. So it was fun to deep dive into this with you, Danny. We got some compliments. Chewy said, very fun subjects. Thank you both for bringing this to us and for your time and energy. You're welcome. And thank you for the compliment.
Thanks so much, man. Much love.
Yeah, we also got a compliment from Vanessa. I love this, so helpful. What a clever way to remember the planets and their roles. Thank you, and we're glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you're here.
Oh my God, thank you, Vanessa. It's growing. I love you. Love us back. It's so good. We got love in a circle.
We got 2 vessels of love, so I think it's bound to happen. So
yeah,
it's fun. I love like I get to talk about this with you and like deep dive and nerd out, and then it's fun having viewers to like watch and comment because it's like, oh, I have someone to show it to. Vanessa, yes, this is wonderful. Been binging your channel over the past few days. Yeah, thank you. That makes me so happy.
We're killing it. We're starting. We really want to crush it as it relates to creating readers. At a certain level and a pretty good level too. So. Look us up and get our mentoring too. If you really want to learn this stuff, I'll teach you how to keynote like the wind. It's the greatest thing ever.
We're setting all that good stuff up. So it makes me really happy that people are like enjoying us and learning from our little deep dive, like very unscripted conversations. Like I make the presentations and then the rest is totally just what it comes out of us. So thanks for being here for it.
It doesn't need to be, Moni, which is a beautiful thing because the truth before the script is the same truth after the script. Is the thing. It's such a beautiful, it's so nice not having it have to be scripted.
Yeah, I would get neurotic and super insane if I tried to script stuff and like record it properly. It's like, no, let's just like give out some like core human design information and then just talk about what we see and what we've been playing with in our years of, exploring human design.
Yep.
So thank you, Danny. Thank you to everyone who is watching live and on the replay. Thank you for liking and subscribing. That really, really does help us, and it just makes us really happy to see them like. So thanks for.
Yeah, totally. So much love, everybody. I'm smiling ear to ear at this point.
I
So
know, me too.
love
It makes
you.
it so fun. Thank you
Yeah.
for commenting and asking questions and doing all the cool stuff. We got so many more fun shows for you, and we love having you here with us. So thanks for being part of
Make
it.
some
And
suggestions too. Make some suggestions on what you want us to talk about if you have any.
yeah, absolutely. And